Turn back to meteorologist Cedric Haynes here in the Storm Alert Center for a check of our forecast. And Cedric, another cold start this morning.
Yes, Latrice, cold, cloudy, kind of one of those dreary days. It almost feels like it's a winter storm-like day. It feels like it, but it is not. So let's kind of focus on that. But the temperatures are definitely cold enough for winter precipitation, as we're still in the 30s, mid to upper 30s across the entire Tennessee Valley at the lunchtime hour. So as you're heading out for lunch, you definitely need to bundle up in the coats and the hats and all of that. As we go throughout this afternoon, we're going to stay with the cloud cover. We're going to hope these temperatures bounce into the mid 40s, but it'll be tough sledding to get there with all the clouds out here. But I do think we'll get at least into the low to mid 40s this afternoon. And in Chattanooga, Dalton, Cleveland, we'll probably touch 45, 46 at least as we go throughout the day. Now, as we go into this evening, we're going to have those clouds around. We're going to have some low precipitation chances. If you're Chattanooga and points north, the chance of precipitation only at about 10%. If you're south of Chattanooga, the chance may go up to about 20 to 30%. I'll show you what I mean here in just a moment. But you can see overall chilly temperatures sticking around through the evening hours. And then tonight, it'll be another cold night as we drop down into the 20s to right around 30 degrees in Chattanooga. So another night you'll need those heaters going likely in your house. Let's look at the weather map. Right now we are socked in with the cloud cover across the area. As we expand the view out, we are tracking an area of low pressure just to our south along the Gulf Coast. If this was a little farther north, then we'd be pretty concerned about maybe some interesting weather this evening. But because the low pressure is just to the south of the Gulf Coast, that's going to keep the main moisture just to our south. With that being said, we will be watching to see if we can get any of this moisture to creep north. Now, this activity here is not reaching the ground. The air is very dry, but as you get south and west of Birmingham and Montgomery, that activity is. So if we can get some of that moisture up to the Tennessee Valley, then we may see a couple of light showers, sprinkles, maybe a snow flurry or two. But it's going to be, again, tough to do because we are fighting that dry air. So as we look at futurecasts around lunchtime, it's indicating already that we're going to have some moisture in the place. But again, the air is very dry, so we call that virga as it's falling and it evaporates before it gets to us on the ground. As we go throughout the afternoon hours, again, notice the best chances south of Chattanooga of seeing any moisture kind of moving on through. And then as we get into the evening hours with a little cold air kind of sneaking in, a little bit of that could mix with a snowflake or two, but that's going to be primarily over the higher elevations. We just don't have a lot of moisture out there. So if the air very dry, it's going to be tough to get any precipitation to reach the ground with that system there. So again, here comes our first system moving on through the area. It's out of here by the time we wake up on Thursday morning. And then notice we'll be focusing our attention on this next system to move through the area, and that arrives as we get towards the upcoming weekend. So you combine all of that activity between today and the weekend, that's when we're talking about that potential of about an inch of rainfall or so. And then we've got another system, if you can believe that. So this is system number 2 coming through for your Saturday. And then as we get towards Tuesday, another system comes through, and that could also produce some pretty heavy rainfall around here. But for the weekend, chilly rain as we go into your Saturday, a little better weather expected by the time we get towards your Sunday. But then we add in that weekend soaker along with that system for Tuesday. We could be talking about rainfall totals in that 2 to 3 inch range. So get ready. A lot of rain on the way, but hey, it's helping the drought conditions. Hey, once we flip the switch, that all changed. Slight chance of a light sprinkle or snow flurry later this evening, primarily south of Chattanooga. Otherwise, Latrice, we end the week on a nice note, but we start the weekend off with rain and cold temperatures.